Hello everyone, welcome back to Trevdog Gaming here on YouTube. This is the game Orebound. We're in Season 1, now Episode 19. Look at the hills of gold. Oh my goodness. So we've just passed 4 million gold. I added in a few more storage areas, so I think we're at I think it was 7.5 million? Let's have a look. Yeah, just over 7.5 million. That's how much gold we can store. We need to get to 5 million to be able to obtain the last of these large automation. Was it automation 6 or 7? It is 7. So 1 million is what it cost us to get 6. We've got to spend 5 million to get this guy in order to build the infuser. Now, I had a look at this. We pretty much have everything we need, even to build the infuser. So we need the 10 ruby gems, sapphire gems, emerald gems, and then 25 of the precise pipework and precise gears. I put a little chest here. So we've definitely got all the gems. We've got 100 sapphire ingots now, 100 emerald ingots, and I think we were close to getting the 100 ruby ingots. Now, since last episode, I was talking about building all this stuff down here. So we have now got not just one, but 2 pipelines that push out ruby ingots, but oh my goodness, it does take a while. So this guy is basically taking in the ruby ore to make the ruby powder, but the problem is this guy needs 50 powder before it pushes out 1 ruby ingot. So it's taken a while. Then of course we've got all the cut gems. Now I think this guy's full already. Look at that. So every stack is worth 12,500. So I could start selling these guys, I guess, because if we did, we'd make up some spare room. But the problem is, if I kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. But if I let this thing kind of stop, then most of the ruby ore is going into these guys and helping to speed up the process of making the 100 ruby ingots, which we've just got to. How's that? So now we technically have everything except the money. And that kind of brings me to the next problem. It is absolutely fantastic, I can hop over this, that we've got all the ingredients, but we still need the 5 million gold, which will still take a while. So I'm thinking we throw that in there. So that's pretty much all the ingredients except the precise bits and pieces, which are over here somewhere. There you go. If I take, say, half of that and half of that, and let's say I put, I can just throw them across like that. So that's everything that we need, except the money. So that was the problem that I came across. How can I get more money pretty quickly? We're talking about 1 million coins here. I don't know what we're going to do in the long run. We might try to get ourselves to a certain limit. Like, once we spend the 5 million, what value do we want to get? We want to build the infuser, I guess. But do we get ourselves back up to 5 million again, or 10 million gold? Maybe 10 million would be a good number to get to. So, whichever way I look at it, we need a faster way of pushing our money up. So really we need another sales point to be able to sell more stuff. So we could, I guess, push the ruby ingots down here and the cut gems into a sales point down the bottom here, and that would certainly help. But I was looking all over the place off camera for one thing, and I still haven't found it. I have got, in this whole entire map, infinite everything except one thing: infinite sapphire. I can't find it. I've got infinite emerald, probably 2 or 3 of them I've seen, And I think I've seen 2 or 3 infinite ruby, but I have not seen an infinite sapphire. So we grabbed the sapphire from a 20,000 block of sapphire. Anyhow, everything seems to be working quite well at the moment. All the conveyor belts seem to be fine. They're kind of like, I guess, chockers. Look at that. They're all kind of stationary. Oh, they move now and again, I suppose, but they're not empty. They're actually working. And mainly because I've been, I guess, replacing the 2-way splitters with the 3-way splitters, and they're all working better now. So anyhow. But I'll show you something I came across, and I was thinking about it. To push our money up a lot quicker, the next best thing is probably gold. I go back to gold again, but instead of just selling gold ore, it's better to sell gold ingots. But better than that is to sell the gold items that you can value add to, I guess, from gold. So, in my search for sapphire, guess what I found? Not 1, not 2, but 3 infinite gold sources. Kinda couldn't believe it when I saw it, but anyway. And then I started thinking, well, why don't I do that in that area? So, believe it or not, this is the area where we found, just over there, the infinite stone. And so that's where my stone is coming from. But this coal block just here, this guy just here, is what is... Hang on, is it that one? Or is it behind? Oh, it's behind here. This guy here, that big coal guy just there is what's kind of feeding all of our machinery here. Well, guess what? On the other side of this coal block, through here, and in kind of that direction is where the gold is. So I've just decided to put a setup here that feeds coal back this other way. Doesn't really matter, it's still infinite coal. So I just off camera, just before I came recording, I set this up. And so we have got the water, the boiler, and a distribution pipe that runs down, and it runs down and feeds this, another infinite coal, just here. And then it runs down, so I was kind of lucky to find that, to be honest. Oops. So down here, this is where I found the infinite gold. This coal conveyor belt is feeding into the new area that I found. So if you look through here, kind of built a little walkway. This is it, just here. There's not 1, 2, but 3 infinite gold just sitting in here, waiting to be extracted, guys. The only thing I've got to be careful of is there's no opening on this side behind the gold, but there's a big orky dude behind there, so I'm not sure. I'm thinking he can't really get through here very easily, so anyway, if we don't go in that direction, he should leave us alone. Anyhow, we have got coal coming down the conveyor belt to this point, just here. So now we need to set up all the machinery to harvest the gold. So which, I gather that we could actually go this way if we ran out of room. There's not much over here, so it's kind of a big empty area with just sapphire gems in it, I guess. Like, I keep finding these areas, but there's no sapphire, there's no infinite sapphire block, so I don't know whether the game's got it. They should all have one, or 3, or whatever. I just haven't found it. And the further out I go, that's what I find is those big empty areas, so I'm starting to question whether there's actually one in my map, but I, quite easily could have missed it. Anyhow. Alright, well, I've got a fair bit of stuff in my inventory, so we're going to start putting down these guys. Problem is they do come out a fair bit, don't they? Maybe have one here up high, and then have another one here but down low, if we can get it to... So you can always turn these things around. Maybe a bit lower, maybe there. Because I want the production to start here and go that away. So this guy probably needs to come back. Ooh, I thought I almost had it then. Actually, it might be better from this angle. Yeah, something like that. Down a bit, about there. Okay. So we need to set these up and have conveyor belts that run into our machinery. I mean, some of these lights might have to go. I just put them here so I could see better. So the way this is set up at the moment, this guy will probably be the first on this side. I think the one on the left will be the middle, and the one in the middle here will actually feed on this side. Because that's the way they're kind of curled, I think. Alright, let's go to belts. I'm going to actually set up something here that indicates where they come in. So, if I put one there... One there. I'm kind of missing a block and going for another block. Is that right? Or did that go... No, that went too far, Trev. Get that one out. Let's try that again. So it's in the middle of... There you go. There you go. So that's how they all should feed, I think. Can always do the belts first, I suppose. It's not a big deal. And hopefully I've got enough ingots to do all this. Can we go to here? And then go to... Will it go straight? It will go straight there, but it's doing funny things. So maybe there. And then to there. There you go. So that one's connected. Then this one is going to go from here. Essentially, it's got to go to there. Can it do it on its own? Or no, probably not. Oh, yes, it can. I think that's okay. Bit of a tight corner, but I think that's going to work. And then the last one. Curious whether that's too steep for it. Ooh, hang on. Ooh, almost. So, okay, that's too steep. Oh, gee, I tell you what, it's awfully close. Hang on, can I get you to turn... I'll have to do this in sections, I suppose. I want it to turn that way, but go a bit higher. Tell you what, maybe we can help it a little bit. We kind of put something up in the air on an angle. It's almost like, can you go to there? I bet you it can. So, yeah, there. You just got to help the stuff along a bit. Ooh, that's a bit twisty, but I saw it. Come on. What the crap is that doing? What? What sort of a thing is that? Hang on. Just go from there to there. That's a bit better. I got it too twisted. Alright. Okay, so we've got our 3 belts. Now we can put our machinery down. So I guess this is why I put this platform up here, because I need the boilers and whatnot. So we need... Oh, actually, before we do anything, we need a 3-way splitter, right? So, which way are we feeding this in? That way. Actually, can it just... that might be pushing it a bit much. There, maybe? I wonder if it'll get through that corner. Did that... That connects. You coming along? Oh yeah, it kind of misses that wall. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got coal, the ability for the coal to come in here. That's kind of in the way, isn't it? I could just build over it, I guess. So what do we need? We need the... I wonder if this may actually end up being too crowded, but we'll try. So we need coal coming in to deliver. Actually, I wonder if we can just hang this over the side here. Wouldn't matter, it's just basically producing water. Does that look too stupid? Because it's kind of... Almost looks like it's too far out of the way, but I like it being too far out of the way. As long as it's functional. There you go. Alright, she's kind of hanging over the side there, but we just want the water to come back out. And we want it to feed into this guy, the belt boiler. So it's on that side, yep, cool. And then we just need it to turn around and go like that, I think. Where's that coming from? About there. Is that too far for the belt? I think it might be okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, it does work. She's a tad twisted, but still works. Alright, then we need our piping. Where's our piping? So the water that comes out of there can just go... Now, we don't need a four-way splitter, I don't think. I think we just need the one, right? So that sounds like she's working. So it's got water and it's got steam. Coal's being fed in. That one's already filled up with coal. Gee, that was quick. Alright. So we can now power these three, I believe. Where are we putting our distribution point? Maybe we put it up closer to these guys. One there, one there, one there. I think that would work. So now if we run our copper piping from here down quite low to the ground, it will make it look reasonably neat. I like it when it goes nice and low to the ground, because then it's like that. Then I'm less likely to trip over it. Okay, that should work. And now we can feed these guys. So that one's on that side. So we're going to take a pipe from this side. No, it wants to go up in the air, but I don't want it to go up in the air. I want it to go that way. There you go. Our first one's working. Our second one... Actually, I can get under that, so that one's alright. And then this guy... where is it? I want to run this quite low to the ground. To there. To there, and then up. There you go. Okay, so all three of them are working. They should be feeding coal. So if we have a look, they should all have... Not coal, gold, sorry. So that's got gold, and now this has got gold. Okay. So all these three are working at this point. Now we need to do the machinery that matters the most. So have a bite to eat. Okay, machinery-wise, we need the auto crusher, then the smelter, and then probably a constructor on each. So it needs to go. Is that too far forward? On that line is probably the way to go. So if we put one there, that should mean this belt should join on here fairly easily. There you go. Okie dokie. Now I'm starting to think about it. We actually may need a water distribution point up here, because I think we might need another boiler. Actually, when you go to put these guys down, does it tell you? See, that uses 10, that uses 20. I think that might use 10. So one of these lines uses 40 steam. So we need 120 steam. Yeah, we need another one. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll go back to the boiler part. And we're going to add this here on top of the copper. Then, actually we might, no, we might cancel this. Well, be careful what you're doing here, Trev. Just the pipe, Trev, just the pipe. Okay. If I do it fast enough, he won't know. There you go. And then from there, back to there. There you go. Yeah, nothing happened. Alrighty, so we need another boiler out here. So, because we need coal, another line of coal, don't we? Yeah, that's going to make it a bit difficult, a bit squashy. We could feed coal out of here and turn it around, wrap it around and go over that way, I guess. I like kind of having my spare walkway through here, but I'm always really tempted to try to put... Yeah, no, I probably shouldn't do that. Alright. It just becomes too messy, I guess. It worked out really neat until I got to that point. You know what? I could put these guys down. I could do this. It wouldn't really matter if it went up in the air a bit. It's above my head. And if I can kind of walk over it, it's not a big deal. Can we do... I saw it. I can do it. But can I walk under there? Oh wow, look at that. Just as well, I've got big feet and I'm kind of short. It works. There you go. Alright, we need to run it back this away. So let's put one right on the edge of here. Probably there. Wonder if that's going to work. There to there. Looks alright so far, I think. And then... kind of gotta go out a little bit, because otherwise it'll be in the way a bit. Can it work from there? Yeah, I suppose. It kind of cuts through the machine a little bit. Actually, is it feeding? It is feeding out of there, right? Turns the corner. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Alright, to there. Okay, cool. So, in this corner, we're going to put another one of these guys. Where's my coal coming in? Coming in here. Say, like that. I think that's going to work for the belt. You feeding in? She's feeding in. There you go. So we need to connect our water up, which will be another water belt. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It'll still work. Holy cow! I'm underground there. You know what? It's still working. No, it's underground. It's clipping a bit, but anyway. Alrighty. So now we have access to more steam. Cool. Cool. And now we can continue with this. So back to machines. We need 2 more auto crushers. Now there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to run up the top because I'm going to run out of resources in building. So where does that go? The feet just come past the front, right? So I think that's the next one. I think that's... Did I get that back to front? Trev, you got it back to front, dude. And you just took out a block. Damn it! Where's my... There you go, never happened. Right guys, never happened. Back to machinery, back to the auto crusher, but face it the right way this time, Trev. Alright, so... I think that's correct, isn't it? Its little feeder kind of... That's lined up. That looks like it's going to connect alright, so we just go from there to there. So that's auto crusher number 2. And then the final one lines up like that. There you go, they're all lined up. And the belt has to go in from there to there. Okay. We could probably configure... we've got to run all the gas, you know, all the steam and stuff to there anyway. He's a hungry man, this guy. Push that back. Okay, so yeah, I'm running out of iron plates and stuff, so I've got to go back up. See, I don't even think... Hang on, what's the next piece of machinery? Yeah, it needs iron plates. So, okay, I need a bit more in the way of resources. Not bad, though. So we've basically got all our steam, water and steam sorted out. The drills are sorted out. The auto crushers are down. But now we just need to add the smelters and the combinators and the sales point. Can't believe I can still fit through there. How's that? That's pretty cool. Alright. Let's go. I wish there was like a portal where you can... Look, I can't even believe I can just get under here, too. One benefit to being a short dwarf, eh? Dwarfish kind of guy. Okay, so through here, back to here. It's not really a mega easy way of jumping over these things. If I was running through here all the time, I'd probably put another walkway. Like that one there works pretty well. Come to think of it though, it's not really that far from the main base. I'm not sure if you guys realise I did put this walkway in eventually, and these three-way splitters seem to be working, so that is now... That hasn't broken, and this one here hasn't broken. I don't know what it is. Look, either there's a glitch or a problem with the two-way splitters, or I'm not configuring them correctly, which is highly possible. Highly possible. But yeah, my workaround, I guess, is just simply put the three-way splitters in instead of the two-ways. Have you got stuff in here? He has 33, not bad.
How can I help you?
We need more. We need more, guys. We need more. Holy crap! Hang on. There you go. That's not bad. Pipe work. Wow, gonna get more than I need out of that. All right, I need more iron. Have you guys been making iron? Wow. I've noticed up here's slowed down a little bit because of the sheer number of things that's going on in the game, I suppose. If you kind of start in another area, it's like if you start in another chunk of area, it seems to be not too bad. Let's see if we can throw half of that and half of that. He can make more plates. And then these two can go in. Leave myself with 200 iron ingots.
We will meet again.
What about these
How
guys?
may I help you?
I've got an awful lot of that. Hang on. Let me keep
Farewell.
100
How
of
can
the
I help
copper. But the rest of this can go in here. They can keep making that stuff. Alright.
We will meet again.
Let's fill up with our wood and our stone. Actually, I think stone's alright. We just need more wood. There you go. I'll do that. Send that back. So 200 stone, 200 wood. Everything else is not bad, but I wouldn't mind going back down there with a few more iron plates. So hang on. If I go to make... Okay, if I go to make... I've got to make 3 of them? Is that right? So that's 45 iron plates. Holy dilly, I need over 100... Exactly 105 iron plates to make that all work. So I think I should be fine for the copper pipe work. The iron cogs, 1545. Okay, I'm right with that. Actually, the copper plates might be a problem too. So they're the same. So the iron plates and the copper plates, 15 each, 20 each. I'm kind of starting to wonder, when I've got the constructor working, I'm going to go over here and have a quick look while we're waiting for some of those things to make. Do I need the combinator or just the constructor? So that's kind of similar. It's got the auto crusher, it's got the smelter, then it feeds into the constructor, right? I thought I was just going to do exactly like this. I was just going to output something like gold gears. 150, 125. I've got a feeling I was thinking about these guys. So when you manufacture 100 of these, you get 12,500 gold. And the same with the golden rod, so it doesn't matter. We could be using either of these. No, hang on a second. I suppose if we had to choose, we wouldn't use these guys. We'd either be making... It's still made in the constructor, right? But see, we get 15,000 per 100, not 12.5. So we'd either make golden rings... Yeah, or golden platters. Okay. But we can just use the constructor. We don't have to use the combinator. I guess the combinator, if you had to choose... That's making gold pistons? I guess... No, because then you're going to start mucking around trying to make silver rods and combining it and all that kind of stuff. You're still working, right? There it is, okay. Just checking. I didn't want to leave it and go, that's not making anything anymore. Do I need to get some more food? I've got a fair bit. He's here, he might as well. Won't do both, just do one. Gives me another 16. We'll top it up with a bit of wood. Put a little bit more barley in. Certainly got surplus seeds and whatnot in terms of that. Alrighty, I've got a funny feeling that these guys might need to make some more, I think. So 91 cogs, not enough plates. Alright. Let me throw another 50 in there. 50 in there. I think we need to top up our iron, so let me grab another. I've done a fair bit of this off camera. I was thinking about this in hindsight. I think I should have automated this a lot more. I should have the ingots just flying through rather than me going over there and manually putting this stuff in. We should have all these things being made by the ton. All these items here. I don't think I need... I might need a few more of these. Because I remember I said... I think I need 115, and I'm now, what, 114? No, sorry, I need 105. So I definitely need more iron plates.
Farewell, my friend.
I think cog-wise... I only need 5 and 10, 15... I only need 45, so I'm right for cogs. And we're not using that. Actually, we never made the barrel maker. Actually, we do have to make that. That's another 15 copper plates. Okay. Alright, 140. So we've definitely got enough copper plates. The only thing we're really low in is iron plates. I guess I could use a few more iron ingots when they come out. Oops. No, that's the copper truth. I don't know, because you use a few iron ingots when you're putting down the belts, but I don't think I'll need that many more belts. I think I just need to wait for this guy to make the
How may I help you?
the plates.
We will meet. How can I help you?
You know what? I might tell you to make plates as well. That might be handy. Alright, so I'm up to 116 cogs. Definitely got enough of them. Hang on. Let me just put 25 in. It's going to make about 12. So that should be enough. Yeah, I think so. Because I think it uses 2 ingots per iron plate. Okay. Alright, when both of these guys are finished, that should be right. Alright, let me feed this guy again. I might save the game while I'm up here, just in case something goes wrong. Saving that, confirming that. Okay. So when we go back down, we should be able to make the rest of our gold manufacturing stuff and eventually the sales point. So we're at 4.2 million. So I reckon by the time we get to the end of this episode, we'll be sitting around 4.4 maybe? But certainly once we get that extra production, that 3 independent gold lines going through, that should work really well, I think. Anyhow. You finished yet? He has. Okay, so I need 105, and I've got 116. Okay, I should be right. Alrighty guys, let's go back down, finish this off. Can't believe I found 3 infinite gold. Like at one point I was wondering where the infinite gold was. It does make me think, I bet you there is an infinite sapphire somewhere, I just haven't found it yet. If we ever do another season of Orebound, yeah, I'll be doing things a little bit differently. Not sure what the goal would be at that point. Do things a little bit differently, I suppose. I'd love to have more early manufacturing. And I'll have all that locked in kind of thing. Remember where you're going. Yeah, off camera when I was running around the place, I was running into a few more orcs because I was obviously searching areas that I hadn't searched before kind of thing. Alrighty, so now we're up to the smelter side of things. A smelter? Going in the right direction, yes. Now, where do we put it? The front is just under that line. If I put one there... Yeah, that's about as close as you're going to get, Truth. There to there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have space problems, I think. Yeah, okay, hang on. If I... Yeah, you kind of forget just how big these things are. The constructor's fairly small. You know what? I might get away with just one more block of stone here. Hang on. If we do this... I think that might be just enough. Back to the machines, to the constructor. I think if it sits here... It's got to come over this way a little bit, Trev, yeah. So we'll cancel that. We'll do it again. We'll stand on this side. Should it be in line... Should it be there? Or is that too far this way now? I think you're just a tiny bit off, Trev. No, that could have still worked, but anyway. So I had it about there. If I put it here, is that... Yeah, that's a better alignment. Okay. So there to there. Okay, so the outputs, hopefully... Yeah, that's about the same for all 3. So all 3 of these outputs will have to go... Maybe we can build a platform here, or hang this other unit over the side, I suppose. Alright, we'll get all the machines in place and then we'll fire everything up, I think, as in terms of steam and whatnot. It's going the right way. It's got to go... That's right, so that sits about there. It's really hard to tell sometimes whether you've got it correct. Yeah, that's close enough, right? So from there to there. I think you might have your light in the wrong place, Trev. Hang on. Just throw a light down there. And one there. And get rid of this one. Okay, so now we're back to the second constructor. Actually, I'm just starting to wonder, is it better to do it from this side? So it's got to go where that line is. looks alright.
Yep.
Alright. So the belts are still above the ground, not too bad. On to smelter number 3. Same deal, hey, it's got to go... So the foot is about there. That looks like it's lined up alright. To there. Okay, and the final constructor. Again, I'll stand around this side, so... The little platform has got to go on that line. Is that correct? I think it is. Alright, so all 3 outputs are kind of lined up, so that's good. So, the very final machine was going to be this auto marker, the sales point as I call it. Did I just fall over? I did. Oops. It's not the easiest thing to hop over. You can't break this stuff either, it's like, makes a weird chaggy noise. Alright, I could squeeze it in here, because that's lined up properly. We have those 2 going in... Oh, actually... I don't want to hide the back inputs though, so it does need to go... Ooh. You know what might be better? If I just put it a tad higher, even if I use these small blocks. I'll line them up with this staircase. Oops. It's going to kind of look a little bit funny because it'll still be hanging off these stone blocks a little bit, but still. Wow. That went black for a sec. Alright. That could be interesting. This one here will probably have to come up and around and go in the back area. I keep falling off that area. Damn it! Maybe his feet aren't as big as I think they are. So this guy has to kind of... where's that staircase there? So if I put it right there... I think he can still get access to one of those points. I mean, the game's probably going to clip through it anyway, but I think these 2 will be pretty easy. So hang on. That one has to go into this guy, and this one has to go into here. I think they're going to be fine. That's not too twisted or anything, so they're fine. But this guy... Maybe we need to convince it to work properly by coming up here. Can we get the belt to go up to there? It almost does. Hang on. Yep, that seems to be okay. Wonder whether I can do that from way over here. Can it? I don't think it's gonna go. That's kind of where it needs to go, but I think it's saying the angle's invalid. Probably the easiest way of doing this is to build a block here somewhere. Like that. And then maybe put one on top. Don't mind me as I just put my stone blocks through to here. There you go. This is only temporary just to get this thing to turn the corner. So we'll go back to, where is it, belts, and this guy, and we'll tell it to go like a bit more of an angle, maybe like that. Can we get it to do this? And then put the belt from there to here, there to there. See, that's almost like a 90-degree angle, isn't it? Does that look like it's connected? I think it has. See, that's stuff you're not meant to be able to break. Like if I get out my pickaxe and I try to hit it, see how it's kind of making this chinging kind of sound? I don't think you're meant to be able to break it. Anyway. Alright, that technically should be it. We just need to connect up the steam now. Okay, so how are we doing this? We've got 1, 2, 3 steam connections per line. So one has to come from here, and the other 2 from there, right? So I guess we need to put down a distribution point here. Probably there, keeps it out of the way a little bit, I guess. Alright, we're going to be doing some copper work now. Probably in there. And then this one, I'm just going to put it close to the ground. Can I do that and then that? Thank you. So there's one. This one probably doesn't want to snake to the ground, but can we turn it that way and then go up? Because at least that way I can kind of walk over the top of these things. Yeah, okay. So there's 2. Then the third one is that one, right? So if we run this all the way to the... Might be able to do it like that. Oops. I lost my pipe. Alright. And maybe like that. That stays close to the ground, and then you go up. Okay, can I walk over these? I can. Alright, it's all running, so let's select our production. So we want gold powder. So it's producing gold powder, there it goes. And then we want this guy to make gold ingots. There you go, it's making gold ingots. And then this guy, either gold rings or gold platter. It doesn't make any difference. They're still worth 15,000 per 100, whereas these only worth 12.5. Okay, let's do a combination. Gold rings. There you go. There goes one. Oh, so that's the one going around the back. Okay, this will be interesting. As long as it pops into the input. There you go. Okay, she's working. At least it's getting in through that little kind of third conveyor belt area. Okay. So these 2 points over here for steam have to come down here, right? Where are we going to put it? Probably maybe one there. Can I jump all the way over here? And maybe one there? I was going to say, can I get through there? I can. Holy dooly, look at this guy, will you? Going through the food like nuts. Alright. So, which one's first? Doesn't really matter, I suppose. Alright, we want it to go fairly low to there, and then to there. I think that's okay. And then this one, kind of keep it low as well. Can we find the... Can we actually see the pipe? That must be it there, right? Can't even see the thing. Alright, let it run... Kind of needs to run like this to there. That's going to get in the way a little bit. It'll probably just clip anyway. Alright. So... Oh, you know what we should have done? Should have put them in the back. That one went in the back. Alright, where's this other one? There you go. Grab the pipe. It's gonna connect there. That's where it should have went. Alright. First one can be this guy here. Gonna run it from there to there to there. And then this guy can be the second one. You can run to here and then go into there. And the third one goes from here. Can we get it to run like that? Because that would be nicer. It would go mainly underground then. It can reach. Amazing. So from there to there. So now we do the same thing again. Let's select production, gold, powder. Gold ore. Oh, sorry, gold ingots. And then maybe we just have gold platter for the last two, I suppose. Alright. There he goes. Gee, that was quick. Yeah, I don't know. I've noticed the emerald stuff does actually take quite a while to come out, so maybe this will produce more, I don't know. Like, it might not be worth as much, but it actually might end up being a better thing. Drop this down as low as I can. To here, to there. And the last one can do the same thing. Go nice and low. And then you can go to here. And then to there. So our final production line, gold powder to gold ingots, and I'll make this one platter as well. I could make either of these two, but yeah. Alrighty, so can I get through there? Can I jump up at all? Jeez, Trev, are you stuck? I think I'm stuck. Not permanently stuck, but stuck as in can't get up. Okay, so... oh, there they go. Okay, so they're definitely working. Holy dooly, I've actually floated through the air then. Let's see what's happening here. So, there's one gold platter, 2 gold platters and 1 gold ring. So the 3 of them are pushing out. Okay. 3, 2, 4... oh, okay, and then it's sold. So 4.3 million, so 304,441. Just watch this for a tick. 305,831. It's hard to tell because I guess now I've got a bunch of auto markets all running, but if anything, that's gotta help. So each one of these is worth 150. So did that just did 5, right? So that would have been 750 gold. 3, 4, 5. Does it just do? It does about 5. So in the time it takes to sell, it's selling 750 from this point. Wonder how long that's taking. Is that? Let me guess this. Oh, there's 6. Well, that's a bit weird. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know what the timing is on this. Does it look like maybe 15 seconds and it sells again? So if that's the case, it's probably making about 3,000 a minute. Yeah, I guess so. Like in a 60-minute episode running the game here, we're gonna probably make... so hang on, what was I saying about... doesn't quite make 1,000 every sale. But yeah, probably safe thing to say is 3,000 a minute. So maybe around 180,000 in an episode. So if I play the game for an hour, just this auto market would probably be making between 150 and 200,000. So I've added quite a bit, I think. I do believe. There's another production plant. Can you believe that? That was that wasn't too bad. That was fairly quick. I've got three-way splitters. Gee, still hungry. I've got three-way splitters involved. I've got... It can't go any quicker than that because I'm not really sharing. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's as fast as you can get. It's not... I mean, unless you had, you know, more than one auto crusher per line, perhaps, that would speed things up. But certainly it's not waiting for the gold to come out of these three sources, is it? It's just running the way it should be. And I don't think it's going to play up, because like I said, I've got no two-way splitters, they're all three-way. Alright, well that feels pretty good. So we've got our extra production running. So 4.3... Not sure what the real numbers are there, but yeah, it won't take long and we'll be at 5 million. So the next episode, when we come back, I'm going to let it run a little bit off camera so it keeps pushing this stuff along, I suppose. But I kind of don't need to go back there. Like, it's a bit like the emerald plant. It just keeps running on its own, just making money for you, kind of thing. It's all automated. Kind of feel pretty happy about that. It's pretty good setup. Oh, this seems to be working alright down here now, so... Like I said, I put the walkway up here because I just wanted to look down to see that these three ways were working properly, and they are. They're definitely feeding the way they should be, so... I think everything's pretty much automated now. It's not breaking like it was before when I had the two-way splitters in place, sort of thing. Gee, I tell you what, it's a lot quieter in the game when you come up here. Until you get close to this other machinery, that is. So if I look out here again, yeah, it's all full. Everything is working as it should, I suppose. Alright, well I feel pretty good about that. That's, like I said, I've got enough gold storage now to jump to 7.5 million. So certainly enough to get the 5 million for next episode. So when we come back next episode, we will be buying the $5 million upgrade, which is the most expensive one, I believe. And then, yeah, we'll see how quickly we can push the game to get to, say, a $10 million amount of gold, which means we probably do need to run a few more of these, probably just push it off the end, like, you know, add a few more onto the end, I mean. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, there's nothing on this side here, so we could put a few more stone platforms here and put another line out to the side. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 5 long. Actually, we might do that. Then we can have 10 million storage. That'll be the way to go. Alright guys, well I'm pretty happy with that, pretty chuffed to get to that point. We've got everything but the 5 million gold in the vault, which next episode when we come back, I'll make sure that it's in there so we can actually go ahead and do the final upgrade and then see what it's like to manufacture this guy. And then see how that works. I've never seen it before, I've never used it before, so don't know what the inputs and the outputs are, but that's part of the fun. So we'll have all the ingredients once we've got our 5 million gold, and that's what we'll be purchasing next episode. Alright guys, I have to leave the episode here. Super hope you enjoyed it today. If you did, you can really help the channel out by smashing that like button for the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can mega help the channel out by subscribing. Alright everyone, thanks so much. Cheers.